better than ever. The strongest, most affordable powerhouse rack that I have discovered in over 4,000 miles of e-biking. Budget friendly, sturdy. Yeah, look at my truck. My truck's moving. The rack is bulletproof. It is a beast. ET approved. Hello, my friends. I hope you're having an outstanding, fabulous day. I am, because I woke up, even though it is wind chill 0 degrees here in Maryland. I'm pretty warm. Why? I have my nice hat on. Thank you, Robert and Wendy G. I appreciate you. It's keeping my head nice and warm. And thank you all for being my friends. Thank you all for being my subscribers. And if you're not, boom, smash that subscribe. Boom, boom, boom. Smash that like, share my video, and tell your friends. What am I sitting on? I'm sitting on my Graffiti X. But what am I really sitting on? I'm sitting on my brand new rack. Cravot, C-R-A-V-O-T, CyberRack E2. It is the young electric rack with a new name. Better than ever. And I'm going to show you why it's better than ever. The strongest, most affordable powerhouse rack that I have discovered in over 4,000 miles of e-biking. This brand new design, still budget friendly, still can hold a lot of weight. Right now it is holding almost 400 and some pounds just on this one side. And is it sturdy? Yeah, look at my truck. My truck's moving. The rack is bulletproof. It is a beast. This is the Young Electric rack reinvented. New name, Cravot is the company, CyberRack E2. It is new and improved. Now it comes with a loading ramp and a better attachment for the center bar. It still is affordable. There's a description, there'll be a link in the description below. Use my code Bruce10 and you will save $10. I have seen this rack in the low 300s. This rack, when I first discovered this rack, I searched high and low. I could not find a rack this strong, this sturdy, this good that wasn't almost $1,000. This is a great budget friendly rack that can carry a lot of weight. 100 pounds, 100 pounds. You saw me on it. It carries a lot of weight. There's no wobble. It's safe and secure. And not on this particular rack, but on the lesser improved rack, I have gone over 2,500 miles carrying my heavy bikes. Now, I've taken the battery out. I have carried my bikes that weigh 120 pounds with the rack. Am I telling you to do that? No. But have I ever had any issues? No, because this rack is bulletproof. It fits into a 2-inch receiver and it uses a heavy-duty bolt that you ratchet in, and there is no wobble. Safe and secure. This CyberRack E2 has no rattle, and it has no rattle because it uses a super big bolt, lock washer, regular washer, and then I use a ratchet, which is not included, to tighten it up in the 2-inch receiver, and there is no rattle with this rack. One of the great features about the CyberRack E2 is this pin allows the rack to pivot down and to fold up. You simply remove this pin, pull out this pin, and then the rack will come down. The rack tilts. After you tilt it down, insert the pin back into the rack and put the end pin clip on. Then the rack is now secured in place. To raise it up, simply reverse, pull the pin, pull the big pin, and the rack will raise up. The great features about this rack, the deep well wheel cradle for the front. And this is a jumbo wide tire. There's still room for even a wider tire. So it can hold 5-inch tires or narrow tires. Once you put the bike in this cradle, the bike is pretty secure, so you don't have to worry about keeping a hand on it while you finish lashing it in. It has the front straps locking mechanism. Very secure. It has a rear wheel chock that you can adjust. Also, a strap, a rubber gasket that holds it tight, your wheel tight, and then the center bracket, which is adjustable. It can go up or down depending on what you need, so that you can put it on center bar. If you had a step through, you could put it on the seat. If you had a step through with a second bar or the first bar, you can lower and angle this bar and this clamp to keep the bike secure. One of the great new features is the attachment for the center of the bike. Same movement up and down that you can adjust with this knob here. Now this turns much more freely than the first version, and it has this little jaw rubber that holds the bike, keeps it from slipping, and it can be wide, as you see in my graffiti right here. This is super wide, or it can be narrow. And then it still has this super good rubber gasket that attaches securely to your bike and keeps it from slipping. And then simply latch it in. And then you have a secure attachment point. And then to release it, you just press this lever and it pulls right out. And you could do it one hand. I have one hand on the camera and one hand putting it together. The second great feature about this bike is it now comes with the loading ramp, and it attaches to the rack. There's a pin underneath right there that keeps it secure, and then the rack comes right out like that. And then to attach the rack to load your bike, there are two holes on each end. The rack has two teeth. You put in a hole, and then this tray can carry a little tire or a jumbo tire. My jumbo tires from the graffiti fit right in there, and it does not allow the bike to move. Great, nice, secure loading. To lower the bike, install the rack on the end, undo your straps for your wheels. I like to do the front wheel, then the rear wheel. Pull them out. And then you put one, I put one hand on the bike just to be safe. Some people either lower it or take it off when they do the bike. You can do it either way. It's easy to take off one-handed. And then you can lower the bar, and you simply walk your bike down. One of the easiest ways is to use the brake to help you hold it. And then you can just walk it down with your brake. And you can see that, boom. And this is almost a 100-pound bike right here. So easy to get off. Use the brakes to help you manage the weight. To load the bike, install your rack, just wheel your bike up, put it in the cradle, and then you're in. Then the first thing that I do is attach the centerpiece. You can see that the centerpiece adjusts. Put your rubber gasket lined up, and then your bike is secure, and then you can put on your front and rear strapping. for the rear. Just put your strapping through, and you can do it from the same side, or you can go on the other side, and you just put it through the little clips. And you're secure. And you do the same thing on the front with this strap. Through the wheel. And you can hear it clicking. And then your bike is secure. Your bike is now secure, safe for travel. Great new feature, the ramp. Install the ramp underneath. Put in your pin. Clip your pin. And now you're ready to travel. The new and improved Young Electric Rack, now by Cravatt, the CyberRack E2. Best rack that I have found in almost 4,000 miles of bike riding. I have over 2,500 miles on the original version. The new version is better with a better clamping system and now has a loading ramp, 200 pounds, but I've carried even more than that. No wobble, safe and secure. I tried 4 other racks and loading systems before I found this rack, now called the Cravatt CyberRack E2. Check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. My friends, who is this rack for? This rack is for somebody who carries big, heavy bikes, who wants to have a super strong, durable bike rack, safe and secure, who does not want to spend a lot of money. If somebody has a lighter bike like this bike is around 70 pounds, and they just want overkill, they want safe and secure overkill, an overbuilt rack, then this is a great rack for them as well. I have no issues carrying any of my bikes, never had any issues. I love the rack. All right, my friends, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being my subscribers. And if you're not, boom, boom, smash that subscribe. Smash the like, share my video, tell your friends, use the code below. It helps the channel. Who is the channel? The channel is me. It'll save you $10. Doesn't cost you anything. I only recommend products that I use myself, that I believe in. I believe in the company and I believe in the product. And once again, thank you to my friends. I Scoot Connecticut, Robert G, Wendy G for the hat. It kept me warm on this day of January 2025, where it is 0 degrees with the wind chill. I love you all. See ya!